What If Sonic Was in Dragon Ball Z, Part 1. This story kicks off on Angel Island. As usual, Knuckles the Echidna is guarding the Master Emerald as it is his duty. A blue hedgehog then swings by to say hello. Sonic and Knuckles conversate for a bit. Then suddenly a portal appears in the sky. It's very strong, and unfortunately, Sonic was taken away. Knuckles is in disbelief. So he goes to notify Tails of the situation. Meanwhile everything is black until Sonic's eyes opened. When he wakes up, he stands up and looks around to see where he is. He looks behind him and sees a pink house. Then he turns around and sees the ocean. Sonic realizes that he is on an island. An old bald man then approached him from the house. Sonic asks who he is and he introduces himself. In which it's Master Roshi. Sonic introduces himself as well. Roshi points out that he doesn't look like an hedgehog, but looks more so like a human. But he understands that everyone looks different as there are many creatures on planet Earth in the Dragon Ball world. As Sonic then was wondering why he felt taller, he started to feel his head and face and looked down. Sonic is shocked to see that he's a human. Roshi tells him to calm down and come inside his house for more discussion. Sonic does as Roshi says. Roshi asks how Sonic got there, and he explains what happened. Roshi is shocked, but he's not too worried. Sonic wants to know if there's a way that he can get back to his dimension, but Roshi says that maybe he should stick around for a while and that he also can teach him martial arts. Sonic ponders this at first, but he agrees. The thought of learning martial arts really interests him. Over time, Sonic is being trained by Roshi, who is teaching him basic techniques, ki control, and how to fly. Roshi's teaching goes the same as they did with Goku and Krillin. Sonic would also occasionally meet some of the Z fighters when they would come to visit Roshi from time to time. Eventually, even though he struggled at first, Sonic would know how to sense ki and all of that good stuff, as well as already having natural great speed. After several months of training, it was time for Roshi and Sonic to part ways, but Roshi does tell Sonic of Son Goku, who he had also trained to become a great warrior and is the protector of Earth. Sonic is amazed to hear about him. He flies off to start his own adventure, especially on how to get back to his world. After some time of running around the world, Sonic stops as he hears a voice call to him telepathically. Kami tells Sonic to come to Kami Tower so he can meet him for the first time. He finds it rather quickly while looking for the location on a map. He gets there and he meets Kami and Mr. Popo. Kami tells him that he's the guardian of Earth and that he watches over it. Sonic then asks if there's a way back to his dimension, but Kami simply says he's not sure. Kami does see that Sonic, in his humanoid body, has potential, so he offers to train Sonic in the Room of Spirit and Time. Sonic curiously accepts Kami's offer, and Kami would then explain to him that it's a place where a day passes on the outside while a year passes on the inside. Sonic can't believe it, but he is impressed. So they go into train while Popo is guarding the lookout. When Sonic first walks in with Kami, he falls to the ground. He struggles to stand back up, and that's when Kami explains that the gravity is 10 times heavier than the gravity on Earth. Sonic struggled for some time to adjust to the gravity in the chamber while training, but over time, he would slowly get used to it, as well as learning and improving on his martial arts skills and speed. When the year passes, Sonic and Kami emerge from the chamber, and Mr. Popo is the first one to sense that Sonic is much stronger than he was before he went and trained with Kami. After further training from Mr. Popo, Sonic is now stronger than he was after the training in the chamber, but he's only the second strongest, meaning that he is now stronger than Piccolo and behind Goku at this point. But he suppresses himself, so he doesn't gain too many attention from the other Z fighters, including Goku. He eventually part ways with Kami to start another adventure and is also rocking with a G similar to Goku, but it's colored blue, as well as wearing white gloves, similar to Vegeta. We skip to 2.5 years later, where the Z fighters will meet up and reunite with Master Roshi as usual. The difference is that Sonic will also join as well. Sonic gets there early and rather quickly to see Roshi once again. Krillin and Bulma get there not long after and greet Sonic. Krillin then tells Sonic that Son Goku will be arriving shortly. About 30 minutes later, Goku finally gets to Kami House on his flying cloud Nimbus and has his son Gohan with him in his arms. Goku sees Krillin and the others and introduces his son. Then he looks over to see Sonic. Goku asks who he is at first, then we finally get to see Sonic and Goku meet for the first time as Sonic introduces himself. Goku says that he's heard all about him. Sonic is just a little suspicious at first, but he realizes that Goku is a nice guy. They spar for a bit, then they stop afterwards. Goku tells Sonic that Roshi has taught him well. Sonic thanks Goku for the compliment. Meanwhile, a space pod has landed on Earth near a farm. The farmer, with a shotgun, goes to investigate. He then sees a man with long spiky hair and a tail come out of the ship. The whole Raditz interaction with the farmer and Piccolo thing goes the same until he senses a very high power level from his scouter. So he flies off away from Piccolo as usual. Back on the island, the heroes are interacting some more until they feel a disturbing key coming towards their direction. Then Raditz finally touched down on their island and I has found his brother Kakarot. That's where I'll leave the story off for now. What will happen now that Raditz has confronted Sonic and the others? How will Goku and Sonic deal with this threat? And with Sonic being there, how will things change in the Dragon Ball timeline? All of the questions and more will be answered on the next part of this What If series.